I once saw a very fine Saturday night French television show, which didn't involve a midget as such, but it involved a small, tiny dwarf elephant that came out and danced and performed and capered around like nobody's business. You wouldn't believe it. And I was sitting watching this, I was in a hotel room, and I was saying, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Where A, where did they find such a tiny elephant? B, how do you teach a tiny elephant to perform like that? You know? Yeah. Turned out, at the end of that, he unzipped it, there was a dog inside. What one of the best acts I've seen in my entire life. And yet now, I tell you, it's such an obvious idea. Yeah.
I'm from the same town as Richard Burton and Anthony Hopkins.
And Michael Sheen, another great young actor. Of course, brilliant.
In fact, my father grew up in the same street, literally the same street as Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah. In England, we live in houses. Sorry. Anyway. I was on a holiday with the late, great Peter Cook, and we'd been going up the Nile, and we hadn't had a newspaper for a very long time, and he loved newspapers. And he eventually found this old heap of newspapers in a shop somewhere in Luxor or something. And there was this big thing about Elizabeth Taylor putting on weight, and the spokesman said it's her glands, and Peter went off into this, yes, poor woman, it's just completely unfair. She'd be sitting in a suite in the Inn on the Park, and suddenly her glands will pick up the phone and order a tray of eclairs and a bottle of Courvoisier. No, she was screaming, it's too late, the order's gone through. She tries to wrestle the glands away, but they yank open the door and stuff them down her throat.
I hate the late mergers and the bar queue. That's worse. When you're 6 deep at a bar and they just get on the edge.
Oh, I hate the bar.
Especially
you're at the bar and there's someone at the back who taps the bloke next to you and says, get us a couple of pints, really.
Or when you're at the bar and someone leans forward with money and they get served first just because they're on television.
Yeah, I hate...
Mr. Fry, go away, scum.
Make way, make way. Lord Fry.
No.
Come for a port.
Here he is, on his bicycle with his hockey stick.
Make way. Make way. I say. Bottle here, Mr. Fry. Clear that table. Get up, get out.
Is anyone here sing the Lord's Prayer in Latin? No? Well, out, all of you, all of you.
Throw that man on the fire.
Pater noster quies in caelis sanctificator nomen tuum et venia. No, it just so happens I do know that. There you go. But the quite interesting thing is, how often does lightning strike the Earth on an average day?
4.
4. So we've got 4. I can say that it's more than 4. Anybody would like to...
Is it 5?
How could you... It's 17 million times a day.
No.
No.
What was the first invention to break the sound barrier?
Mae West vibrator.
How fast is a bullet?
I need an answer, not a question.
More steam!
They got coal, they're shoveling it in.
Temperature 3. Down. I went to a matinee performance of The Tempest at the Royal Shakespeare Company doing it. There's a fabulous actor called Paul Brook, I don't know if you know him, slightly boss-eyed. Yeah. And because it was, and I've since discovered this, I was a child at the time, but actors in matinees get very frisky and just like to take the piss out of the play because they're bored stiff and they've done it for 3 months or whatever. And in The Tempest, all the sprites, you know, and Errol did a sort of human pyramid. And Paul Brook was playing one of these lords with a big fur coat, you know, that went all the way down, and he decided for the matinee to be naked underneath it. And at one point, he had to look upstage so that obviously the audience couldn't see at this pyramid and go, oh, it does amaze me, and all this kind of thing. And he just opened his coat like that. And the girl at the top of the pyramid urinated with laughter. It went all the way down the pyramid. I mean, all the way down. down the stage and it dripped off the edge of the stage. It was fantastic. Just great.
There was a friend of mine who had a psychiatric unit in his parish, and there was a gentleman there who thought he was God and would sort of follow Donald round the unit, asking him hard questions about the hypostatic union and things like that.
Oh my God.
And so one day Donald got a bit impatient with him and turned to him and said, look, actually, if you are God, would you kindly settle once and for all the exact nature of the relation of the three persons of the Trinity? And the man said, I never talk shop.
Who thinks the Kiki may be the one on the right? Put your hands up. There's a few of you going along with Rob.
Are you all Welsh? Very interesting.
There is no right or wrong answer. Wolfgang Köhler was an investigator.
A pirate!
A pirate. That's the word I was after. I wanted to say psychologist. I looked at you and all I could think of was psychiatrist. There's something so camp about modern German, though. You know what they call a mobile phone? It's just so typically
Handy.
camp. Mein Handy. Oh, wo ist mein Handy? Ich habe mein Handy verloren. Oh, yes, my handy.
Are you hosting the BAFTAs this year?
Not no.
No? Oh, it's a shame, because I was going to say you should do it in that voice.
Hello and welcome to the BAFTAs. Stop it! Why do columns around the Parthenon look straight?
Because they are.
You see, I don't think I know this, but I think I'm going to say something embarrassing.
Go on.
It gets wider, doesn't it? So that it looks straight, because it's further away at the top. So in order to stop it looking like it's tapering, they made it wider.
This was the theory for a long time. It's a thing called entasis, that if a column is exactly straight, then from a distance it looks as if it bows inwards. It looks spindly. So the secret is to make it bow slightly outwards, so from a distance it looks elegant and straight. But it turns out this isn't what they did after all. And that Alan's very first answer that he almost whispered, which is they look straight because they are straight.
That's not a question.
No, I know.
Why does this man look thin? Because he is. That has taken me on a whole circle, a train of thought. I'm going, the reason they look straight is because they are. And you're going, this is why I struggled in school.
It's the Q of
If a
QI.
train travels at 40 miles an hour and leaves at 9 o'clock and arrives in Glasgow at 12 o'clock, how did it get there? And you're going, because it did.
It's sort of that. It's the Q.
It's not sort of that. It's very confusing.
It's the Q of QI. It is going around in a circle, but with a little twiddly bit at the end.
Why does that look straight? Because it's not. That would have been a question.
It might have been.
Why does that look straight?
But
Because it is.
sometimes
Because it is.
Sometimes things look...
It's...
Please don't be unhappy, Johnny.
I'm not. I'm just confused at the start.
Fine. One of the oldest mancies of them all is oneromancy, which is divination by dream. Graham, have you had a recent dream?
Yeah, I was making love to a beautiful woman.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I have here all these facts from dream interpreters, oneromancers. It's either your inner self letting you know that you need to get in touch with your feminine side. The woman is actually you in such dreams. You're making love to yourself, or that part of yourself in your gruff male multitasking sort of way have been ignoring. All right?
I wish you'd said.
Well, you mustn't.
Yeah.
Or the second interpretation is that you haven't been getting much lately and you desperately need a shag. Well, there is a third one.
All right.
The woman is actually your mother. You know, you feel guilty, but frankly it feels good as well, so face it, Graham. You're gay. Dreaming about making love to a woman is a sure sign of being gay.
Really? Well, I'm glad you've straightened that out.
The first round tonight is called Answers. Sir Herbert Beerbohm Tree, the Victorian actor manager, once hailed a taxi and got in. When the cab driver asked where to, Gov, Sir Herbert looked up from his work and answered, "Do you really think I would give my address to the likes of you?"